What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today it is, as you can see, a super rainy, just junk day. I wanted to go out and take some pictures and kind of do like a point of view video on that, but the weather is not going to cooperate. I am filming this Monday, so the same time you guys are seeing this, same day, just a lot earlier. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. So don't worry, now all the videos are going to be point of view driving. It's just I'm kind of restricted with the weather, but nonetheless, I think I got the angle correct on this finally. If not, then the next video will 100% be perfect. I'm probably going to upload another video maybe on Saturdays or Sundays. I think that's just gonna have like, it's gonna be a no context type of video. It's just whatever I feel like putting out, it's gonna go out. Because I think I'm gonna keep to this upload schedule, with Mondays being for this car, Wednesdays being for like automotive photography or editing, things of that nature, and then Fridays are the Cobra. Granted, that content's gonna start dwindling down here real quickly because it went from 70s to 40s, and the Cobra plus that kind of weather plus slicks equals no-go. So unfortunately, you know, that car's probably gonna start sitting in the garage for a long time, which kind of sucks because now that the channel is really starting to roll. And by the way, guys, at the time of filming this, we're like 532 subscribers. We just hit 500 the other day. So I don't know which video is starting to gain more traction, but that's freaking awesome. You know, I really appreciate the people that commented on the poll on the community tab page. I really plan on using that feature a lot because I want to interact with you guys and really see what you guys want. So it looks like the automotive photography and editing plus the Cobra were tied for first place, and then this car was in last place, which is fine. So be on the lookout for that. I might do 2 automotive photography and editing videos a week, so maybe that'll be the one that I can decide on like a Saturday or Sunday to upload that. But today we are talking about, should you modify your 2005 to 2009, you could also add the 2010 since it's the same engine, 2005 to 2009 Mustang V6. Short answer, no. At least in terms of performance. So this is, before I get into it, this is all my opinion. Now, a lot of people are gonna be like, Evan, you didn't modify yours, so you have no reason to be giving input, and that, again, is a valid point. I'm just going based off what I've seen on the forums and what I've seen people do. And to be honest, when you compare this platform to any of the other platforms, so I like to kind of compare this platform to like the 2 valves. So for those that don't know what that is, that's like the 99 to 04 Mustang GTs. The reason being I compare them is that they're in a kind of similar price point. Even though I much prefer this body styling, like in terms of the interior, everything, this is just much more refined compared to the new edges. But with the 2 valves with bolt-ons, you could probably get a little over, you could probably get like a 320, 330 wheel, you know, cams, all the fun stuff. Whereas this, if you do full bolt-ons, you're maybe, and I mean maybe, tapping like 230 to 240 wheel. Plus with boost on these, you're gonna spend, let's say $5,000–6,000 between the kit. It could even be more, plus tuning, injectors, all the fun stuff. And you're gonna maybe, I think on these motors, right around the 400 wheel is right where they start to give. And 400 wheel nowadays isn't that much, to be honest. I mean, even the Cobra, that car makes a little over 460, being on the conservative too, and it's not that much. Granted, that car is lighter than this car, but I don't know, it's just the Coyote came out and it kind of changed the game in a lot of respects, where it doesn't make a ton of sense to have a $10,000 car throw $10,000 or $8,000, whatever the number is, towards boost, fuel, injectors, all that fun stuff, and you're making almost what those cars make stock. So it's difficult. Now, if you have an attachment to the vehicle, then by all means do it, or even think about a swap. That was the end goal with this car, was going to be a Gen 2 Coyote with, I didn't know what type of blower I was going to go with, but it was going to be a positive displacement, whether it be like a Whipple or a VMP. So, but then I found the Cobra, and that was a cheaper starting point, and that car was already pretty much done the way I wanted it. And then obviously I wanted to make it my own. But yeah, in terms of like appearance wise, hence my car, make it look good. Like, these cars are super reliable, and that's why I don't really want to do anything performance wise. I love how I'm saying that, and like the most common thing with these is the gauge clusters go out. So like when I'm at a stop, it shows that I'm idling at 0 RPMs, which is just not true. So they're just great cars, but I don't think they're an amazing performance platform. And I think the people that are claiming that they're these wonderful performance platforms probably haven't been in anything faster or like for example, like a 3-valve. Like, again, I have the same opinions on a 3-valve as I do with this car. I would never build a 3-valve. I think they're turds in performance like respects. Of course, any car you could throw a boost at and it could be quick. I'm just talking about like the value, like the dollar for horsepower value. It's just not there on those cars. Honestly, you can get into a Gen 1 nowadays for what? Probably, today's market's a little jacked up, but before it went real crazy, like pre-COVID prices, you could probably get into one for anywhere between 15 to like 18 for a decent, you know, maybe a little bit higher mileage, but clean title, and those cars roll out. So performance-wise, I don't think these are the engines to go for it. Go ahead, go on YouTube. You'll see some guys with like Pro Chargers or Vortex. I think there is one with a turbo that was making like 430, 440 wheel. I think that one might be built motor. But you really have to look at the cost side of things. Is it really worth spending, you know, almost 5 figures to get a car that's 400 horsepower when you could just go buy a boosted 2-valve or something for less than that? It's hard to say. I'm just picky with like what I want to build. I knew from the get-go that this was not the car, or at least not the motor, and especially the trans. These transes are pretty weak. I don't know. Now like a 3.7, so the 2011s and up V6s, those things are, I would 1000% say, worth building. I mean, you can throw turbo on those, and I think the stock bottom ends and everything are good for like 600 wheel, maybe even more. So that's a different ball game. Once you get, you know, past 550 wheel on a stock bottom end car and it still holds up fine, then in my opinion that's a really stout platform to build. Plus with the 6R80s, that's nothing for a stock 6R80, so you don't have to worry about the trans. Probably all you have to worry about is, you know, pumps, E85 injectors. That's probably just about it for those cars, and then obviously like a tune and whatnot, and a drive shaft, I think. But nonetheless, like, that makes a lot of sense. These cars, you also would have to swap out the rear end, because this is a 7.5 rear end with the one wheel peel. I forgot the technical term for it, but that's gonna get you nowhere. That's the only thing I'm not looking forward to this winter, is I've never like driven this car really in the snow, and prior to that I had a front wheel drive Honda Accord, so this will be an experience and a half. So that's just my opinion, guys. I'm sure someone's gonna chime in here with their fully built $15,000 invested 4.0 that's making 402 wheel and runs a 12.3 quarter mile, and is gonna tell me I'm full of shit, and that's fine. It is what it is. Again, my experience is coming from my other car, which is the Cobra, which I know, again, is really not a fair comparison. But the cars are only 2 years apart, so maybe it is somewhat of a fair comparison, even though one's a V6, one's a fucking supercharged V8, a little different. Now, some of the things that are amazing about this car, again, is the reliability. I touched on that. I've had this now for, okay, this is gonna sound stupid, I've only had it for like 14,000 miles, but I've had it for like, sheesh, 7 years, going on 8 years, and I really haven't had to put a dime into it other than the exhaust, which I did. That's another thing. Do an exhaust on these, but please do not straight pipe it. Do not do the muffler delete with the cat delete. It sounds terrible, I'm sorry. I know that's like the first thing everyone does here, is they just chop off the muffler. And just the muffler delete, as long as you still have your cats, it's a little on the raspy side, but like, okay, maybe that's fine. But when you do like just the cat delete and the muffler delete, oh man, it sounds terrible, I'm sorry. It's like the new gen Honda Civic is anyone that does that to their Mustang. Even the Coyotes with the wrong exhaust sound absolutely terrible. I see a lot of people joking online that those are like the new Civics. And it's kind of true, because the prices dropped so much before, you know, this whole pandemic, that they were pretty easily attainable, and it's a lot of car for the money. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, this is the nastiest hill I've like ever seen in my life, and it's right by my house. I would never take the Cobra here, no shot. This has to be like a 50-degree angle. Even this car doesn't like, it too much. At least when you get up here, it's a little bit flatter. I always feel weird having this phone on my head talking to myself because I could only imagine what people are thinking. But I'm slowly getting to that point where I don't care. Soon, well, hopefully soon, it'll probably be next summer, I'll feel confident enough just to kind of walk around big dick it, not really care what people think. Because I want to go to like more car shows and not photograph, but video stuff and whatnot. I want to go hang out with some of my friends in their garages because they got some pretty badass stuff. I'm hoping this angle is still looking good. It's tricky because a lot of people use the GoPros, but I don't know how that would even work. You'd have to put it in front of your face. So this, I have it again on my forehead, but it's like tilted down. It's almost in front of my eyes, so I can barely see. But yeah, performance wise, I'd say not worth it. Appearance wise, go for it. It's just so much money to get these, you know, to the point where they have somewhat potential. And then I know a lot of people, you can do like the 3-valve swap, but even then you're going from 210 crank to 300 crank for a couple $1,000, which for some, yeah, the 3-valve is a better platform, but not by much. Again, if you're gonna go through the hassle of swapping, just go to like PVH, get all their stuff for a Coyote swap and call it a day. Because there's not much better platforms out there in the entire world of like racing, really, unless you start getting to like Hondas with K-Series and all that shit. But in terms of Mustangs, the Coyotes is just King Daddy, as Yolo would say, or Alejandro would say, Alex. If you guys don't check out, I'm sure everyone watching this knows who Alex is. That guy's stuff is incredible. He's one of the main reasons I wanted to go Coyote, and I was actually talking to him when I was looking at buying the crazy built Coyote from Nevada. I don't know if I ever told that story, but I had plans before buying the Cobra. I had an agreement with a guy in Nevada. He was actually in the Navy, so I was supposed to go in late September of last year and pick it up. It was a built bottom end. It was a Gen 2 built sleeve block. I believe it was by MMR or MRR, I forgot which one. Gen 2R blower. That thing with E85, it had the full like 4 return style fuel system. This thing was just badass. I was making, I think he said 950 wheel on the smallest pulley, and I was like, holy shit. I could only imagine what that car would have felt like, because the Cobra feels like really quick to me. Like, that car feels fast. That car would probably just absolutely blow my mind. And he was showing me videos of it because he used to race pretty like often, and from a dig against GTRs, this guy had like, I think he had like the full Watts link or something. I mean, he dead hooked at 950 wheel, and I'm like, holy shit. I mean, that's not super common. At least that tells me that he had his setup dialed in, and that was like a fully option car, I believe. That had like the full navigation, everything. He wanted 20 for it. And looking back, that probably would have been, I don't want to say a smarter investment, but that definitely would have been a car I could have like drove more compared to the Cobra, because it was a built 6R80 car. You know, I always go back and forth between, should I auto swap the Cobra because I have the 4R70, or do I keep it with the stick? I actually had a guy that had a T56 for sale, and I was trying to get in touch with him. He said he was gonna send some pictures and never did. He was all the way down in Kentucky though, but I was willing to make the drive for the price he was offering. Sorry, getting sidetracked again. I always do that. I go on these little tangents and whatnot. Hopefully you guys are still watching this video. But long story short, should you modify your 2005 to 2009, also 2010 Mustang V6, make it look good, enjoy the car for what it is. I would not waste a ton of money on going for performance. Throw an exhaust on it, make it look good, enjoy the car for what it is, but don't get caught up trying to be fast, because this is not the platform to go fast unless your definition of fast is 250 wheel horsepower. So I'm gonna cut this video here. I might have more because I gotta go home and get some work done. So I might hit you guys up. I might just jump right to the next clip of me driving or wherever I'm at. All right, guys, we are back. I know previously I said that I wasn't sure if I'd be back, but I am. I had to stop at my parents' house, for those that don't know. I don't think any of you guys probably know. But what I do full time, I do the photography, and I also own a couple like brands that are around the excuse me, around the automotive lifestyle side of things. So at my parents' house, I have the heat press. I make a bunch of merchandise from shirts, hoodies, beanies, decals, banners, all that fun stuff. So that's my main source of income. So at our place, our condo, we have enough room, but it's just easier to leave it at my parents' house in my old bedroom. A little bit more room to work around and whatnot. So that's what this big old box of fun stuff is. I'm hoping I got the angle right. Just adjust it a little bit. So back on the topic of, you know, the 4-liter. I pretty much touched on it all earlier, but I don't know. I'd be curious to see what some of you guys have done. Like if you guys own, excuse me, if you guys own one, I'd love to know what you've done performance-wise and what you think, if it was worth the money, if it wasn't. I know a really popular upgrade for these, and one that I have still considered, even though I said I wouldn't do much performance, is gears. With the auto, I think like 4/10 in this would really wake the car up. I don't think I will, but doing like the 8.8 rear end, like out of a GT, just because the one wheel peel, I know you can get like a limited slip, but you're gonna spend like 300 or something bucks on that when you could just buy the rear end for around the same price and have it done that way. That'd be awesome. If I found a good deal on an 8.8 with already 410 gears, I might pull the trigger on that, because I think that would really kind of wake this car up. Not that I do any racing or anything with it, but I don't know. This car just needs a little bit more something. You guys like how my car's idling at negative like 250 RPMs? Yeah, it's awesome. God, I love these gauge clusters, how they just fail. It always bounces around. So sometimes, the one that really scared me was a few weeks ago, my oil pressure, or whatever oil one that is, was at 0. And I was about to drive up to Great Lakes drag strip. I was taking some photos there, and I freaked out. I immediately pulled over and checked the dipstick, because I got an oil change the day before. And sure enough, it was full. It's just these stupid things like to go out. Like the gas one acts up every once in a while, and especially the temperature one. That one always freaks out on me. I've never seen it though where my RPMs are jacked up, and that's really annoying. I'm pretty OCD, even though right now this is the worst this car has ever been in terms of like condition. Like the freaking thing fell off. I've been meaning to fix that, but now it's getting so cold out, it's like I don't even want to try it, because I don't know if the adhesive would stick. That's acting up. Usually if I unplug the battery, or just after like a week or so, they tend to just fix themselves. So I don't know what the deal is with that. It's just all little small stuff. And then the check engine light, which my scanner just says it's the O2 sensor, so I'm probably just gonna take it to Ford. I don't really feel like jacking around with this thing. I just really want to do the lowering springs, the iBox Sport lines that I've had in the trunk for now probably close to a year. I keep telling myself I'm going to do that, and I constantly push it off. But going into winter, I don't know if I really want to be any lower, because I don't want to mess with this front lip. This car's really not that low, because I'm on 20s with a decently meaty tire. It's a 305 in the back, and I think like a 255. I'm a little worried though, because my front ones are Mickey Thompson street comps, and in the snow, I'm not confident with that. The rears are Cooper RS3s, I believe. I think that's still kind of like a summer tire. So I gotta be on the lookout. I'm probably just gonna pull the trigger on some winter wheels, because I don't trust these tires. I'm not too concerned about the wheels, because in the previous video I said I wanted to powder coat them. I wanted to change them up because the front wheels have like faded over time. I think it's just because the previous owner didn't take care of them, and the brake dust just slowly ate away at it. But there was such a good deal on some, I think they were the SVE Series 3 wheels. This was probably like 4 or 5 months ago. They had pretty much brand new tires, and it was the black face with the chrome lip. And the guy was selling for $450, and I told him I just needed to wait a couple hours for my fiance to get home with her truck so I could go pick him up, because there's no way I could fit 4 wheels and tires in here, and they were 20s. And the guy sold them right before I was about to leave, and that was such a good deal. I wanted those. I love that style. It's the, I'll probably put up a picture. I think it's the Series 3, or it could be the Series 2. It's one of them. Nonetheless, super nice wheel, and I was like, hell yeah, that'll be a perfect set of like winter wheels. Or I'd make those my primary wheels, and these are my my winter wheels. I let those go. I actually got a super good deal on some chrome FR 500s. I got them for 200 bucks with tires, and I sold those. I'm kicking myself in the ass because those would have been so good for winter wheels. Only one wheel was kind of messed up. It was slightly like yellow around the lip, and with the chrome, I don't know if there's really much of a way to clean that very well. That is a badass truck. What the heck is that? That thing is sick. What? It's a Jeep? I have never seen that before. That thing was cool. Kind of looked like a bubble. But yeah, so I'm on the lookout for wheels. I messaged some guy on Facebook, but he was kind of weird. That's another thing. I don't know why people do that. They'll put something on Marketplace. I'll reach out and be like, oh, here's my phone number. Call me. It's like, no, I don't want you to have my phone number. You put it on Marketplace for a reason. Let me reach out to you there. Let me come buy them. It was some 20-inch black bullets, which I think are the most overplayed Mustang wheel, but for winter I really don't care. But he said the tires were kind of shot, so that defeated the purpose. I'd rather have just super ugly wheels with decent tires. So maybe I'll see if I can find someone selling some stock ones, because mine got to be dry rotted. They've been in the basement for like 5 years. But I don't know, I'm in the process of trying to find a full-time job, but it's kind of tricky right now, because for what we need to get approved for a higher amount is I have to do something sales related or something photography related, and right now the only jobs I could find are like preschool photographers, and that's just not for me. But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling on at this point. If you guys have made it this far, you're an absolute gem. Love ya. But not too far from home. Kind of like these, just cruising and talking and whatnot. I thought about maybe doing some sort of, I don't want to say like a podcast, because that would be not the correct term, but maybe like a live stream. I'd have to get like an iPad or something where you guys can just like ask me questions, and as we drive, answer them. I don't know if anyone's ever really done something like that. I like to be kind of a one-man team though, hence why I use my phone. I do all the editing. I hope you guys like it. I try to make it funny. But that would be pretty cool if I could answer your guys' questions live as we just drive around and whatnot. I think I'm onto something with that. I'll look into it, because my girl has an iPad that she doesn't use. I think it's like an iPad Pro or whatever, so I could probably find a way to mount that in here, and then I'd have to probably have a passenger read it off to me, because otherwise I'd get pulled over for sure. But I'm sick of this weather, man. I jinxed it for sure, because I was all excited. I'm like, oh, I still have a couple weeks left with the Cobra, but now it's looking like next week or this week, really it's not going to get much out of the 40s, and I'll still take the Cobra out as long as there's not snow and salt. So I probably do have a little bit to go. I mean, once it hits like the 30s, like freezing and under, I don't think I'll bring the Cobra out. I'll do, I'll start it every now and then. But that car most likely is gonna sit till probably March, mid to late March. So that sucks, because I really wanted to film a lot of content with that. But I got some parts I want to get painted, so I'm gonna make some videos on that. I got some new side scoops, new A-pillars. I really want to get that car dialed in. I tossed around the idea of wrapping it, but in my opinion, there's no substitute to paint, and I don't really feel like going through the headache of wrapping it myself, because I'm very picky. So if I mess one little thing up, I'm just gonna end up giving up on the whole project, and it just throws away like $600, $700, $800. So I don't want to do that. But I got a lot of cool editing stuff on the way. I got a really good video I think a lot of you will enjoy if you're here for that content. That'll be coming Wednesday. But drop some ideas in the comments. Like, what else do you guys want to see? I know I ask that every video, and I don't get much feedback on that. I get a lot more feedback on like the actual context of the videos, which I appreciate all you guys that, bring that stuff up. It makes me happy to see that you guys are enjoying it. Most of that comes on the video or the photo side of things. You guys are learning some stuff. So that really, really makes me happy. But this Sunday I have a wedding I'm going to, so I won't be recording anything then. This week's a crazy week. I have another backup video. I don't even remember what it was about, but I was driving this. I filmed that on, I believe, Saturday. So that might be part of this video, but I don't think so. That'll probably just be one of those like shit Sunday videos where just shoot the shit. Oh yeah, I love when people go 25 and 45. Awesome. That's the thing about Illinois people, man, is they don't know how to drive for shit. It's not sunny, they're freaking out. But I'm gonna cut it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know this one, again, was kind of all over the place. It seems to be the trend on my videos. But thank you so much. We're closing in on 550, which is ridiculous. Anybody that shares this channel or anything, it's seriously greatly appreciated. I'm really trying to give this everything I got. This is my, I think, 4th week now straight where I've stuck to my upload schedule and haven't missed any. And honestly, I really want to upload more, but at the same time, I don't want to burn you guys out. So gotta find the happy medium, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I think Sundays or Saturdays might just be kind of like a, you know, I'm gonna call it probably cut the shit Sundays, and it's just gonna be whatever I feel like posting. There's gonna be no narrative, no context, just whatever I feel like talking about, we're gonna put it up there. What I could do is I could actually probably do like a poll or a Q&A on Instagram, and then every Sunday I could answer those questions or something. Or they can, you guys can pick a topic and I can talk about it. So nonetheless, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you all tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please, you know, drop a like, comment, subscribe. I know that's really corny and I said I'd never do that. And let's get into an accident. But see, that's the pros of doing this. Now I got this on my head. It's like a dash. So, all right, guys, I appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you in the next video.
10 toes touchdown, that's real talk. I've been really heating up and yeah, I'm still hot. I don't never get the feels, but you real hot. I might pull up in the whip and let her peel off. Got a skirt for the money, I don't know.